Welcome to the overview of Swegon's Passive House solution. Thank you for joining us today. As you probably heard, we will be taking questions at the end, but you can also chat them and I'll keep my eye on it and perhaps be able to answer them on the fly. Sometimes I can do that. My name is Mike Woolsey. I'm Business Development Manager with Swegon. I'm here to tell you a little bit about Swegon's products, but first let's talk a little bit about Swegon, just an update, I would say. At Swegon, we take what we do seriously because our solutions have a direct impact on the health and well-being of many, many people. That's why we always consider our place in the bigger picture. As a company, we strive to be a leading advocate for indoor environments that help people feel, think, and perform better. And because of our deep commitment to sustainability, we consider the longer-term effects of everything we do. There's plenty of evidence in the world from researchers and just anecdotal evidence that people do appreciate a healthy indoor environment. Strategic thinking, for instance, declines as CO2 levels rise. We know that employees that are satisfied are 16% more productive, 18% more likely to stay with their employer. And new employees are more attracted to companies that offer satisfactory working environments, at least according to several studies. Whatever project we take on, whether we're supplying air handling units in an office building in Sweden, or an integrated climate system for a hospital in Germany, or a passive house project in the United States, this is the promise we make to our customers. We are your partners. Today, Swegon is active in 18 countries. We have 17 factories in North America, Europe, and Asia. And our energy recovery ventilators that are used on passive house projects are now manufactured in 5 countries: Canada, Finland, Sweden, Belgium, Germany, and India. We've been involved with passive house since before 2013. We were the first manufacturer of the larger air handler units to get certified by the Passive House Institute. And that happened back in 2013. So nearly 10 years ago is when we all got started with our certified unit. Today, we offer a much broader solution. So when we talk about ventilation solutions, we're not really trying to provide just pieces of a component or pieces of a system. We're more interested in the entire system and how it all performs together. The passive house solution that we offer then includes, in the schematic, energy recovery air handlers. We also often call those ERVs or HRVs. We also manufacture and provide variable volume control dampers, constant volume control dampers, air outlets, that is grills, registers, diffusers, transfer grills, and of course return air grills. We also manufacture noise control. So let's look at those individually. High performance energy recovery ventilation, as you all know, is a requirement of a passive house project. And at the onset of every passive house project, one of the earliest questions asked is, do we want to provide decentralized or centralized ventilation? Today, Swegon offers both solutions: the CASA decentralized unit and the Gold centralized unit. So for decentralized solutions, and by that I mean one ERV to one zone or one ERV to one apartment, in a typical application like this, and a typical installation like this, our CASA unit is the product to be used there. CASA is available in sizes R3, R5, R7, and R9, and is available from 50 CFM all the way up to about 585 CFM. CASA also features a rotary heat exchanger. Some of the accessories you can get with the CASA unit include external coils for post-heating, post-cooling, controls, including mobile phone control, and a Modbus connection for building automation, so these decentralized units can be connected to a larger building automation system. A centralized solution would be one ERV serving several zones, or a one-to-many relationship. So you would see something like this schematically, where one ERV is blowing air down a shaft to be shared by several apartments stacked on top of each other, and might look something like this. In this case, we see 2 Gold units installed side by side. Gold is available up to about 5,300 CFM and is available in several sizes and configurations. It's very flexible. You can add things like control dampers like we see here. We can insert post heating and post cooling. Maybe that's just used for temperature control, and it's at least used for humidity control. And the gold unit also features a rotary exchanger. So today, Swegon's air handling unit offering includes units going from 50 CFM all the way to 5,300 CFM. And you can see there's good overlap across the scale. Next, we have airflow control dampers. We call this product line the React line, React airflow control dampers, available to handle things like constant volume flow, variable volume flow, and demand control. The Model M, React M, is a flow measuring damper. And that is useful anytime you want to measure and monitor flow. It's also useful if you're balancing. You can use it to measure the flow and display the flow right in the zone. So the balancer can look at the output here to see and read what the actual airflow is at the moment. React P is a pressure control damper. Pressure control dampers are useful for keeping long duct runs or long shafts in balance as things change. So if you have a 20-story building served by one shaft, as apartments are occupied and unoccupied, or if you're in an office building, as zones become occupied and unoccupied, the flow rates can change, and that impacts the way the pressure is, or that impacts the pressure level in the duct. And to keep that duct pressure constant, you can use the React P. I see a couple of questions. I will answer those in just a couple of slides. Thanks for keep them coming, and I will get to those. The next React model is React V, variable flow. Again, it has the airflow measurement and display, and it is controlled by sensors. So the sensors can include temperature, CO2 and temperature, occupancy, and humidity. And most of these controls can be installed either in the occupied zone or in the duct. So a couple of questions have popped up. With the dampers, have you ever had issues with noise from the airflow in the ducts? And the answer is yes, sure. Airflow in the duct creates noise when pressure is lost. So if you go around a fitting or over a device, there is noise generated. Sometimes the noise is too much, other times it's acceptable. It's something that should be analyzed ahead of time. And as dampers close, they also tend to generate noise. So our product selection data includes the noise generation and the noise suppression offered by the dampers. So that's something that can be designed in with knowledge. Next up, we're talking about grills. So Swegon offers a variety of grills, the standard adjustable grills like we see in this picture on the right, and something a little more elegant like this click model. It's available with a variety of different colored faces. It provides pressure measurements, so you can balance from the grill, and you can easily remove the grill. We offer many, many sorts of grills that are part of the solution, and diffusers as well, many, many sorts of diffusers. The reason it's part of the Passive House solution is, first of all, diffusers need to be selected so that they operate properly over their entire range to provide not only comfort by keeping the room air velocity low, but by providing silence. That is, they're selected so that the pressure drop isn't too high, creating objectionable noise. So we also offer sound attenuating transfer grills. So in this diagram, we've got supply air shafts branching off into a floor. In this case, we're kind of representing an office space. The air would be delivered into the office where the occupant is. In this case, the transfer grill allows the pressure of this room, being slightly higher, to blow air through the transfer grill into the corridor, and then the corridor has the return air grill. This prevents you from needing to have duct going all the way over into this office space. And over an entire building, a substantial amount of external static pressure can be avoided so that the energy recovery ventilator doesn't have to work so hard and save energy. So these sound attenuating transfer grills would look something like this. They're available in a variety of shapes, but they are Sound attenuating, the sound absorbing material is here. There's catalog data for this, so this can actually be selected with knowledge of how much noise is attenuated. So that is valuable for privacy, especially in offices, but maybe also in residences. So here's an example of a rectangular transfer grill. And when it comes to sound control, here's an example of how a hotel room might benefit from local sound control. We already took a question about excess noise. In this case, we always put the dampers upstream of the attenuator. So this attenuator, to give you an idea of scale, this is about 2 feet long in its smallest configuration. They also get much larger. But these attenuators are designed specifically for the sort of noise you would get in a building ventilation system, and also designed to prevent crosstalk, important in a hotel, and to silence any system noise that would be residual. So a few of our Passive House reference projects, we have 93 Passive House Institute certified projects around the world that are using Swegon products. They're not just multifamily residential projects, they're also commercial, retail, hospitality, and education. And I'll show you a few examples of the work that we've done here in North America, or projects that are including our products. Hanak Corona was the first. I see Gall is on the presentation here. So this was a project that Gall worked heavily on. This project has 2 gold energy recovery air handlers. Betances has 9 gold air handlers and also 16 of the React control dampers to provide some demand control ventilation in the common areas and corridors and things. Sendero Verde Building B has 8 gold energy recovery air handlers. 2 of them are shown here. Building A will have several more gold air handlers. 511 East 86, I think has the name Convivium, has 1 gold energy recovery air handler, and Flow Chelsea has 1 gold. So that's an array of the products, or sorry, the projects that we've been involved with in North America that are already certified. And I can assure you that dozens more are not yet certified, but under construction or in design. So that rounds up our presentation today. I would encourage you to visit our website where we have all sorts of support information about Passive House. And I'll see if I can't nail a couple of questions here. We had a question, if we have time, can you touch on systems that include VRF terminal cooling units? I would be curious about this kind of integration. So yes, we have, I'll try and get back to the slide that might help that. Sorry if I'm giving you a headache by this fast slide transition. Here we go. We can add accessory components here that would contain DX or direct expansion coils that could be integrated with the DX system, is the short answer to that. I've got about a minute left, so we'll keep going. I'll see if there are any more questions. There are not. So on behalf of my colleagues at Swegon here and around the world, thank you for joining us today. Please stay in touch if we can help you with your next project.